My name is Zuzanna Rabinek. I'm a journalist from a Polish Chamber of Railway, and today we will have a pleasure to interview Mr. Alberto Mazzola, Executive Director of the Community of European Railways. Thank you for joining us today and letting us interview you. So, I think we can start with the first question. Do you believe that Europe needs centralized management of the European Railway Rail Traffic Management System program to accelerate its implementation and improve interoperability between countries?
That's a complex question because we have been working on that for many years inside the European Union. Two things. First of all, the real management of the traffic should be done locally, at country level. So if you have an accident, you need to close a station, you need to do things, this need to be done at national level. But definitely we need a European system. So we need to have a system, which is called European Rail Traffic Management System, that should be developed at European level, and what we are saying at CER, Community of European Railways, that we would like to see a program manager, for the European program manager, that is able to follow the program, to define the new technologies, when to introduce the new technologies, when to move. This is something that going to last many, many years, more than 50 years. So this is why we are calling it a program manager, and we need that everybody is deploying the same technology. Otherwise the trains will not be able to run around Europe, both passengers and freight. So the management of the situation need to be done at the national level, but the system must be European and we must use the same system.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Coming to the next question, what best practices from other European countries in railway infrastructure modernization and digitalization could be successfully applied in Poland?
I don't know if it is the case of Poland or not, but one definitely successful strategy is for railways to have long-term commitments and investment. What does it mean? All railway projects are long-term. It takes time to design, to talk to people, to have it accepted, and then it takes time to build it. So normally a railway project, an important railway project, let's think about the high speed in Poland, goes beyond one government. It goes beyond even two governments. So this is why we need this long-term commitment. And these projects need to be, I would say, in my opinion, be shared. So they need to go on. And we have countries like Switzerland and Austria, for instance, where we have this long-term commitment. And you can see the results if you get it. If I may say, some other countries don't have it, and you have a bit of problem. The other point which is important also when you think beyond your country, so Poland will need to be connected with the Baltic states, with Germany, with Czech Republic. We need to be able to coordinate with the neighbors so that the works are done together. Not the one does the work 5 years, and then after 5 years the other one starts, and then again. So we have, I think it's good that we have this coordination at the European level. So long-term commitment, multi-annual financial budget for the infrastructure managers, and good coordination with the neighbors.
Okay, so following digitalization, what role do digital technologies such as building information modeling and traffic management automation play in a transformation of railway infrastructure?
So building information modeling is something that now needs to be applied. When you, it helps everybody to speed up the project and also to keep track of what you're doing. So it's now I would call it a simplified, so to say, way how you design project and how you build a very big infrastructure. By the way, I think is useful also when you build your house. If you have a big building, it's good also that you apply the same methodology. Then concerning traffic management automation, this is something that we are looking at. As you know, on a train you have one driver and a lot of coaches. So it's already very automated compared to a truck driver, where you have many drivers for the same trucks, and many trucks, sorry. But we are looking, I would say, beyond that. So automatic train operation. So the possibility that when you have in the metro, for instance, where the driver is there to check, but the train is able to run. So automation will come. Railways are very safe. It's the safest mode of transport. We can increase the level of automation inside the companies and also the level of information. At the same time, we need to be careful about cybersecurity, because with all these IT systems also gets also the point of possibility of intrusion, so we need also to be cyber safe.
Okay. Could you please explain what action does the community of European railway and infrastructure companies recommend to ensure alignment between national investment plans and the European Union's climate objectives for 2030 and 2050?
Europe is meant to reduce their emission by 90% compared to 1990. So there is a big change in terms of what we are supposed to do. We think that railways can provide a great contribution to this, because railways are more or less 9 times more efficient than airplanes and cars in terms of emission. So this is clear to everybody, let me say. So every ton or every passenger that moves to rail is saving 90% of the emission that we are using there. So investing in railways is per se an important point. How to ensure this? We have the emission trading system. It's a system where it is already applied the energy, where the energy producers pay for any ton of CO2 that they produce, and they are able to exchange this. So to give you an example, Tesla is receiving a lot of money from manufacturer of fossil fuel cars. So what we would like to see that this system, emission trading system, is extended also to railways. So if you build a kilometer of railways, you will save a lot of emissions. We should be able, for instance, to be compensated for the emission that we are receiving. I'll give you one number which is important. We are supporting as Community of European Railways to build high-speed railways connecting all capitals and major cities of Europe. If we are able to build this system, we will save more or less 5 billion tons of CO2. It doesn't mean much like that. But if you think that now that a ton of CO2 is paid between 70 and 100 euros, this means 500 billion euros. 500 billion euros of saving for the CO2. So you can see that investing in railways is bringing a lot of savings on that side. The other side, we are also the tax. The energy used by railways is taxed. The energy used by aviation is not taxed. We would like to be on the same level. Or we tax both, or we don't tax anyone. VAT is another issue. When you buy a rail ticket, you pay also VAT. When you buy an air ticket, you don't pay VAT. So these are things that need to be corrected. It means a lot, huh? Because VAT, energy tax, and so on, you can get to 30-40% or more cost.
Okay. That's very important. Okay, so considering the growing competition in the transport sector, is European Rail ready for full market liberalization and greater openness to private operators?
I think that we have the framework, the 4 railway package, technically speaking, it's called 4 railway package. It has been adopted, I think, in 2014-15, is already setting the framework for liberalization in Europe. So rail operators, you have already private rail operators operating, for instance, in high speed in different countries. So in Italy you have it, in Spain you have it, and gradually you are seeing them also extending to other countries. So we have the framework, but we need to be aware that railway is a capital-intensive business. So it's not that like you take a truck and you go around. If you want to buy 10 trains, 10 high-speed trains, you need to put 350 million euros at least. Plus you need to organize yourself to have a structure. So it's a capital-intensive business. We have already cases, several cases of private operators, and we are seeing that this is being developing almost everywhere. When you have the investment of high speed, you will see to have more than one operator.
Okay. So, last question, a few words about high-speed rail. How do you assess the prospects for high-speed rail infrastructure development in Central and Eastern Europe, including the Central Communication Port, CPK, and the so-called Y-line projects in the context of the European Union's transport policy?
As Community of European Railways, we are very much support of high speed. As I mentioned before, we have been working the last 4 years, 5 years, on a concept of high-speed rail connecting all capitals and major cities of Europe. What does it mean? It means that we need to have 5 times more high speed than what we have today. We need to have it everywhere in Europe. Today, high speed is very well developed in Spain, in France, in Italy. In the other countries, a bit less, but I see Czech Republic is investing. Let me say it's a bit more advanced, in my opinion, than Poland. We have Baltic states, they are advancing in the Rail Baltica. So Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania are building Rail Baltica. Poland is well advanced too, so we see it very well. And I think if I have to say my wish, you should continue and you should do it as soon as possible. On my personal experience, I was involved when I was in Italy about the last mile and building the infrastructure and opening the high-speed lines. What everybody said after, why you didn't do it before. So as soon as you have the service, people will ask more. And everybody will realize you should have done it before. So, and if I may, on the second point, think also connecting with the rest of Europe. So Warsaw, Berlin should be done very easily by train on high speed. Going south to Czech Republic and also to Vienna, you can go by train, provided you have this infrastructure. So this will be a huge tool for internal Poland and will be also a very good tool to connect with the rest of Europe. Go as fast as you can. That would be my suggestion.
Okay. Thank you so much for the interview. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.